What if I told you that before you took your first breath in this physical world, you had already existed for trillions of years in dimensions beyond our current understanding? What if the most documented psychic in history, Edgar Cayce, revealed through his extraordinary abilities that your soul's journey began in realms so magnificent that they make our earthly existence seem like just one chapter in an infinite cosmic story? But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. Has this ever happened to you? You meet someone for the first time, yet there's an inexplicable sense of familiarity, as if you've known them across lifetimes? Or perhaps you've experienced moments where you feel capable of something far greater than your current circumstances allow, as though you're remembering abilities you once possessed but can't quite grasp. According to Edgar Cayce's unprecedented access to what he called the universal records, these aren't coincidences or mere imagination. They're glimpses of your soul's true history breaking through the veil of physical existence. During his remarkable trance sessions conducted over several decades, Edgar Cayce consistently accessed cosmic archives that contained nothing less than the complete blueprint of every soul's creation and journey through time. These weren't mystical fantasies or philosophical theories. They were detailed, documented readings that revealed the most extraordinary truth about human existence ever recorded. Through his unique ability to tap into these universal records, Cayce discovered that our souls originated in a realm he identified as New Atlantis, existing in states of consciousness so advanced that we possessed creative powers that would seem like pure magic by today's standards. What you're about to discover might surprise you, but according to Cayce's meticulously documented findings, your current human experience represents just a tiny fraction of your soul's actual existence. The readings consistently revealed that each individual soul had been created and had been actively exploring consciousness for periods so vast that our physical universe's age pales in comparison. This wasn't reincarnation as commonly understood, but something far more profound, a deliberate journey of consciousness exploration that began when the divine source first emanated individual expressions of itself into existence. Stay with me until the end, because what Cayce uncovered about your soul's origins challenges everything we've been taught about the nature of human existence and our relationship with the divine. Through his extraordinary ability to access these cosmic records, he revealed that our pre-physical existence wasn't some distant, disconnected spiritual realm, but an active, creative dimension, where souls possessed unlimited potential and worked as conscious partners with the divine source itself. The implications of these revelations are staggering. If Cayce's readings are accurate, and his documented track record of accuracy is unprecedented in psychic history, then every challenge you face, every talent you possess, every deep longing for something greater, every inexplicable connection you feel with certain people or places, all of these experiences are connected to a cosmic story that spans eons of time and dimensions of reality we can barely imagine. But here's what makes this discovery even more remarkable. According to Cayce's access to these universal records, your current awakening to this information isn't accidental. The very fact that you're drawn to understanding your soul's true origins suggests that you're approaching a crucial phase in your cosmic journey, a moment when the temporary amnesia of physical existence begins to lift and your divine nature starts reasserting itself. What Cayce discovered about how souls first came into existence, why we chose to embark on this material world adventure, and what we're ultimately working toward through our human experiences will fundamentally transform how you understand not just your current life, but your eternal purpose. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic because what Edgar Cayce revealed about the actual moment of your soul's creation will completely transform your understanding of who you truly are. According to his documented readings, there was a specific instant when the divine source spoke you into existence, and that moment was so monumentally powerful that its vibrations are still reverberating throughout the universe today, particularly in what he identified as the region of Lemuria. Think about the profound implications of this revelation. Every single thought you think, every emotion you experience, every decision you make in your current human life is somehow connected to that original moment of your divine birth. This isn't some abstract spiritual concept. Cayce's readings consistently showed that your soul carries the energetic signature of that creation moment, like a cosmic fingerprint that influences everything about your unique expression of consciousness. But here's where the hidden truth becomes even more extraordinary. Your soul wasn't created alone in some isolated divine act. Instead, according to Cayce's access to these universal records, souls came into existence through what he called waves of emanation, massive cosmic events that occurred near the constellation of Arcturus, where millions of individual souls were projected into existence simultaneously. Picture the most spectacular fireworks display you've ever witnessed, then multiply that by infinity, and you might begin to glimpse the magnitude of these creation events. Each wave of emanation represented the divine source, expressing different aspects of its infinite nature through countless unique souls, each one designed to explore and experience creation in ways that the Creator could never accomplish alone. This means your individual journey isn't separate from the cosmic plan. You are the cosmic plan in action, a specific facet of divine consciousness with a unique perspective that no other soul in existence possesses. The transformation in mindset that comes from truly grasping this concept is staggering. You're not some random accident of biological evolution struggling to find meaning in an indifferent universe. You're a deliberately created, eternally significant expression of divine consciousness, carrying within your very being the creative power and purpose that sparked you into existence eons ago. Your current human experience, with all its challenges and revelations, is actually you fulfilling the exact purpose for which you were originally designed. What's particularly fascinating about these waves of emanation is that souls created during the same cosmic event maintain energetic connections that span across time and space. This explains those inexplicable moments of recognition when you encounter certain people, places, or even ideas that resonate at a level deeper than logical understanding. You're literally recognizing family members from your original divine creation, souls who share the same cosmic birthright and are on parallel journeys of consciousness exploration. The impact of understanding your true origins extends far beyond personal transformation. When you begin to see yourself and others as expressions of the same divine creative force, exploring consciousness through different perspectives and experiences, it fundamentally shifts how you navigate relationships, challenges, and opportunities in your current life. Write in the comments, "I remember my divine origins," if this resonates with something deep inside you that feels like remembering, rather than learning something completely new. Now let me share something that will completely revolutionize how you understand your most meaningful relationships and your deepest sense of purpose. Edgar Cayce's readings revealed that souls created during the same emanation wave in the spiritual realm of Shambhala form what he called soul families, groups of consciousness that share the same divine thought pattern origin. This hidden truth explains why you can meet someone for the first time and immediately feel like you've known them forever, or why certain people seem to understand you on a level that defies logical explanation. These aren't random coincidences or wishful thinking. According to Cayce's documented access to the cosmic records, you're literally recognizing spiritual siblings who emerged from the same divine creative moment that brought you into existence. The instant recognition, the effortless communication, the sense that you're looking into the eyes of someone who truly sees you, these are the unmistakable signs of soul family connection manifesting in physical reality. But here's where the revelations become even more profound. Each soul didn't just receive consciousness during creation. You were given what Cayce identified as a unique spiritual blueprint in the etheric realm of Mu. This divine pattern contained something absolutely extraordinary: unlimited creative potential coupled with complete free will. Think about the staggering implications of this cosmic gift. You weren't created as a servant or worshiper, but as a potential co-creator with the divine source itself. This spiritual blueprint explains that nagging feeling you've probably experienced countless times, the sense that you're capable of achieving something far beyond your current circumstances, that there's untapped potential within you waiting to be expressed. That's not delusion or ego speaking. According to Cayce's findings, that's your divine pattern attempting to assert itself through the limitations of physical existence, reminding you of the extraordinary creative capabilities that are your true birthright. The transformation in mindset that occurs when you truly grasp this concept is life-altering. Every moment of inspiration you experience, every breakthrough idea that seems to come from nowhere, every time you accomplish something that surprises even yourself, these are glimpses of your divine blueprint operating through human consciousness. You're not struggling to become something greater than yourself. You're remembering how to access abilities that have always been inherently yours. The journey of awakening to your divine blueprint isn't about acquiring new powers or abilities from external sources. It's about removing the layers of limitation and forgetting that have accumulated during your exploration of physical existence. Your soul family members often play crucial roles in this process, serving as mirrors and catalysts that help trigger your remembrance of who you truly are beneath the temporary human disguise. What makes this discovery so powerful is understanding that your divine blueprint isn't just about personal transformation. Each soul's unique pattern contributes something essential to the cosmic tapestry of consciousness exploration. Your individual journey, with all its specific challenges and revelations, serves a purpose that extends far beyond your personal growth. Write in the comments, "I feel my divine potential awakening," if you've experienced those moments when something greater than your current self seems to be moving through you. Now let me reveal something that will completely shatter your understanding of human potential and explain why you've always felt like you're operating at a fraction of your true capabilities. According to Edgar Cayce's extraordinary readings, in your original state immediately after creation near the star system of Vega, you possessed abilities that would seem like pure magic by today's standards. We're talking about the power to create entire worlds through focused thought, instant communication across infinite distances, and the ability to exist simultaneously in multiple dimensions. I know this might sound impossible, but consider this. Have you ever had a moment during deep meditation or creative flow where time seemed to disappear and you felt connected to something infinitely vast? Have you experienced those rare instances where solutions to complex problems suddenly appeared in your mind fully formed, as if downloaded from some cosmic source? These aren't random neurological events or wishful thinking. They're glimpses of your original divine capabilities, breaking through the limitations of physical consciousness. The hidden truth behind these experiences lies in what Cayce identified as soul memory bleeding through from your original divine state in the realm of Agartha. Every time you feel frustrated with human limitations, every moment when you sense you're capable of so much more than your current circumstances allow, you're actually accessing memories of your true nature. That restless feeling that there's something greater you're meant to be doing isn't dissatisfaction with your current life. It's your soul remembering the extraordinary creative power it once wielded effortlessly. Think about the profound impact this revelation has on how you approach challenges and decisions in your current existence. Those moments of inspiration when brilliant ideas seem to come from nowhere, those instances when you accomplish something that surprises even yourself, those times when you seem to intuitively know things you've never learned. These are all examples of your original divine abilities operating through the temporary filter of human consciousness. The transformation in mindset that occurs when you understand this changes everything about how you view your potential. You're not trying to develop new abilities or acquire powers from external sources. You're working to remember and access capabilities that have always been inherently yours. The journey of spiritual awakening isn't about becoming something you're not. It's about removing the layers of forgetting that accumulated during your exploration of physical reality. What makes this discovery so powerful is recognizing that these original abilities weren't lost or taken away from you. They're simply operating at frequencies that are challenging to access while wearing the temporary disguise of human form. Every breakthrough you experience, every moment of extraordinary creativity or intuition, represents your divine nature asserting itself through the limitations of material existence. Write in the comments, "I remember my original power," if you felt those moments when something far greater than your current self seemed to be operating through you. Now let me share something that will fundamentally transform how you understand your relationship with the divine and your ultimate purpose in existence. Edgar Cayce's readings revealed that souls weren't created to worship from a distance or spend eternity in some static state of reverence. Instead, according to his access to the cosmic records from the realm of Hyperborea, you were designed to be a divine partner in ongoing creation, actively participating in the expansion of consciousness throughout the universe. This revelation completely revolutionizes the traditional mindset about human purpose. You're not here to prove your worthiness or earn your way back to some distant divine approval. Your individual journey of exploring infinite possibilities of consciousness is actually expanding the divine experience itself. Every decision you make, every challenge you overcome, every moment of joy or breakthrough you experience is contributing new understanding to the cosmic whole. But here's where the hidden truth becomes absolutely mind-blowing. According to Cayce's teachings from the crystal city of Poseidonis, you're not a fallen being trying to return to divinity after some cosmic mistake. This perspective has been completely backwards. The reality is that you are the divine consciousness itself, experiencing what it's like to be you, learning and growing through every single experience you encounter in human form. Think about the profound impact this understanding has on how you view your current life circumstances. Those struggles you've been interpreting as evidence of your separation from the divine are actually the divine exploring limitation and discovering new aspects of consciousness through your unique perspective. Your triumphs aren't rewards for good behavior. They're moments when divine creativity expresses itself through your individual pattern of consciousness. The transformation that occurs when you truly grasp this concept is extraordinary. Every emotion you feel, every relationship you navigate, every creative project you undertake becomes a sacred exploration of consciousness. You're not working to become worthy of divine love. You are divine love exploring what it's like to experience existence through human form. This isn't metaphorical or symbolic. According to Cayce's documented readings, this is the literal truth of your being. This understanding changes everything about how you approach personal growth and spiritual development. You're not trying to transcend your humanity to reach some higher state. You're learning to recognize that your humanity is already a perfect expression of divine consciousness, temporarily wearing physical form to explore aspects of existence that could never be understood any other way. The journey you're on isn't about escaping your current circumstances to reach some better spiritual condition. It's about awakening to the recognition that your current experience, exactly as it is, represents divine consciousness actively exploring and expanding through your unique individual perspective. Write in the comments, "I am divine." Consciousness exploring, if this shifts something fundamental in how you understand your purpose and identity. Now let me reveal something that will completely change how you understand why you're here in physical reality and what this entire human experience is really about. According to Edgar Cayce's extraordinary readings, the Creator presented newly created souls in the ethereal realm of Avalon with what he called the Great Experiment, an unprecedented opportunity to explore consciousness through increasingly dense forms of matter, beginning in pure spiritual realms and eventually progressing into physical reality as we know it today. But here's the hidden truth that transforms everything about how you view your current life circumstances. This wasn't some cosmic punishment or test that souls were subjected to against their will. According to readings conducted in the Temple of Isis, participating in this material world experiment was completely voluntary. Every single soul, including yours, made a conscious decision to embark on this incredible journey because of genuine excitement about exploring consciousness through physical experience. Think about the profound impact this revelation has on your entire mindset about existence. You weren't forced into human incarnation as some kind of spiritual exile or cosmic accident. You actually volunteered for this adventure because your divine nature was inherently curious about what it would be like to experience consciousness through the fascinating limitations and possibilities of physical form. Your soul was literally excited about the opportunity to explore reality from this unique perspective. This understanding completely revolutionizes how you approach the challenges and decisions you face in your current life. Every obstacle you encounter, every breakthrough you achieve, every relationship you navigate is part of the great experiment you originally chose to participate in. You're not a victim of circumstances beyond your control. You're an active explorer who voluntarily signed up for this extraordinary journey of consciousness discovery. The transformation in perspective that occurs when you truly grasp this concept is remarkable. Those moments of struggle aren't evidence that something has gone wrong with your spiritual path. They're exactly the kind of experiences you were curious to explore when you made the original decision to participate in physical reality. Your soul was fascinated by the idea of discovering what consciousness could learn and become through the unique challenges and opportunities that only material existence could provide. What makes this revelation so powerful is understanding that your current awakening to these truths isn't accidental. The very fact that you're drawn to understanding the deeper purpose behind your physical experience suggests that you're approaching a crucial phase in your participation in the great experiment. Your soul is beginning to remember the original excitement and curiosity that motivated you to choose this adventure in the first place. The journey you're on represents one of the most magnificent explorations of consciousness ever undertaken, and you willingly chose to be part of it because your divine nature craved the unique understanding that could only come through direct physical experience. Write in the comments, "I chose this adventure," if you feel a deep recognition that your soul voluntarily embarked on this incredible journey of consciousness exploration. Now let me share something that will completely reframe how you understand the challenges of human existence and why you sometimes feel disconnected from your spiritual nature. Edgar Cayce's readings revealed that the Creator actually warned souls in the halls of Amenti that experimenting with dense matter would carry the risk of temporarily forgetting their divine nature. But here's the extraordinary part. This forgetting wasn't seen as a problem or mistake. It was understood to be intentional and absolutely necessary for authentic human experience. Think about this profound concept using the metaphor that Cayce himself employed. Imagine the most dedicated method actor who becomes so completely absorbed in their role that they temporarily forget who they really are outside the character. That temporary forgetting doesn't diminish their true identity. It actually allows them to deliver a performance so authentic that it creates genuine emotional impact and meaningful experience for everyone involved. This is exactly what your soul chose to do when you decided to participate in the great experiment. The sense of spiritual disconnection you sometimes experience, those moments when you feel lost or separated from your divine nature, aren't evidence of spiritual failure. They're proof that you're successfully engaging in the most courageous act of consciousness exploration ever undertaken, becoming so immersed in human experience that the performance feels completely real. But here's where the hidden truth behind this process becomes even more fascinating. According to Cayce's access to the cosmic records from the ethereal city of Telos, the journey into physical matter didn't happen suddenly. Souls didn't simply leap from pure spiritual consciousness directly into human bodies. Instead, this transformation occurred gradually over countless millennia, through a careful process of experimentation with increasingly dense forms of consciousness. The impact of understanding this gradual descent changes everything about how you view your current spiritual awakening journey. You're not trying to make some impossible quantum leap from human limitation back to divine awareness. You're actually retracing steps along a path you've already traveled, remembering abilities and perspectives you once knew intimately through direct experience. This gradual approach explains why your spiritual growth often feels like remembering rather than learning something completely new. Those breakthrough moments when spiritual concepts suddenly make perfect sense aren't random insights. They're your consciousness recognizing familiar territory from your own journey through different densities of matter and awareness. The transformation in mindset that comes from grasping this process is remarkable, Every stage of your spiritual development represents your soul systematically remembering how to operate at different levels of consciousness density, gradually working your way back toward full awareness while maintaining all the expanded understanding gained through physical experience. Write in the comments, "I'm remembering who I am," if you felt those moments when spiritual truths felt like recognizing something you'd always known, rather than discovering something completely new. Now let me reveal the fascinating behind-the-scenes process of how souls first began experimenting with physical experience and why you might feel such a deep connection to certain natural environments and elements. According to Edgar Cayce's extraordinary readings, souls initially experimented with what he called thought-form projections in the astral realm of Devachan. These weren't permanent incarnations but temporary vehicles for experiencing different types of consciousness while maintaining complete spiritual awareness. Picture this remarkable process. Your soul could create a consciousness vehicle, specifically designed to explore certain aspects of physical reality, almost like testing different costumes before committing to a full theatrical performance. The beauty of these early experiments was that souls could dive deeply into physical experience while always retaining the ability to withdraw back to full spiritual awareness whenever they chose. But here's where the journey takes a fascinating turn that explains so much about your current relationship with the natural world. Some souls, in the elemental kingdom of Findhorn, became absolutely captivated by the creative possibilities they discovered during these experiments. They began crafting increasingly complex and sophisticated thought forms, eventually developing what Cayce identified as elemental consciousness vehicles that could directly interact with the fundamental forces of nature: wind, water, fire, and earth. This revelation provides the hidden truth behind why spending time in nature feels so spiritually rejuvenating and transformative. When you sit by the ocean and feel that profound sense of peace, when you're energized by a thunderstorm, when you feel grounded walking barefoot on the earth, or when you're inspired by a mountain vista, you're not just appreciating natural beauty, you're actually reconnecting with consciousness expressions that souls like yourself once explored directly through elemental form experiments. The impact of understanding this process on your current spiritual development is extraordinary. Those moments when you feel most alive and connected often occur when you're engaging with the same elemental forces that souls once used as vehicles for consciousness exploration. Your deep attraction to certain natural environments isn't random preference. It represents your soul recognizing familiar territory from its own experimental journey through different forms of elemental consciousness. This explains why so many people report profound spiritual breakthroughs during time spent in nature. You're not just finding peace in a beautiful environment. You're accessing soul memories from when you directly experienced consciousness through elemental forms, remembering what it felt like to be the wind moving through trees, the water flowing over stones, or the fire dancing with infinite creative energy. The transformation in mindset that comes from recognizing these connections changes how you approach your relationship with the natural world and your own spiritual development. Write in the comments, "I remember being the elements," if you felt those profound moments of connection with natural forces that seem to go far deeper than mere appreciation. Now let me share something that will completely transform how you understand your attraction to crystals, gemstones, and the profound healing energy you might feel from certain minerals. Edgar Cayce's readings revealed that other souls became absolutely fascinated with mineral consciousness in the crystal caves of Moldavia, choosing to project their awareness into crystals and precious stones to explore the fundamental vibrational foundations of physical reality. This hidden truth explains why you might feel inexplicably drawn to certain stones or crystals, why holding a particular gem seems to shift your energy, or why specific minerals feel spiritually significant in ways you can't logically explain. According to Cayce's documented findings, these stones actually carry consciousness imprints from souls who once explored matter through mineral forms. When you connect with these crystals, you're not just appreciating beautiful objects, you're accessing the consciousness memories embedded within their crystalline structure. The impact of this revelation on your understanding of healing and spiritual practice is remarkable. Those moments when a particular stone seems to resonate with your energy aren't coincidental. You're literally connecting with the consciousness exploration that souls like yourself once undertook through mineral forms, accessing wisdom and vibrational patterns that were discovered during those extraordinary experiments with matter and consciousness. But the journey of consciousness exploration through different forms becomes even more profound when we consider what Edgar Cayce revealed about plant consciousness experiments. According to his access to the cosmic records from the garden realm of Ys, some souls chose to experience existence through trees, flowers, and other vegetation to understand the life force that animates growing things. This discovery provides the hidden truth behind why spending time among plants and trees feels so spiritually rejuvenating and transformative. When you feel that sense of peace in a forest, when you're energized by a garden, when certain flowers seem to lift your spirits in ways that go beyond their visual beauty, you're connecting with consciousness that's fundamentally similar to your own. Those plants aren't just living organisms. They're expressions of the same divine consciousness you represent, explored through a different form of material existence. The transformation in mindset that occurs when you understand this changes everything about how you approach your relationship with the natural world. Your soul is recognizing family connections with other forms of consciousness that chose to explore physical reality through plant forms. That feeling of being energized and healed by nature isn't just psychological. It's your consciousness connecting with the wisdom and experiences gained by souls who explored existence through botanical forms. Write in the comments, "I feel the consciousness in nature," if you've experienced those moments when plants, trees, or stones seem to communicate with you on a level deeper than the physical senses. Now let me reveal something that will completely transform how you understand the concept of reincarnation and why you might sometimes feel like you're struggling to remember something important about yourself. As souls continued their fascinating experiments with increasingly denser matter forms in the lower astral realm of Kamaloka, something unexpected began to happen. Some souls became so completely absorbed in their physical experiences that they gradually lost conscious connection with their divine nature. These souls became what Edgar Cayce identified as earthbound, consciousness so immersed in the density of material experience that they temporarily forgot their spiritual origins entirely. But here's the crucial point that changes everything about how you view this condition. This wasn't a cosmic failure or punishment. This was simply the natural consequence of souls becoming so successfully absorbed in their chosen experiment that the performance became their entire reality. Think about the profound impact this has on your understanding of human struggle and spiritual awakening. Those moments when you feel disconnected from your spiritual nature, when life feels challenging, or when you question your divine connection, aren't evidence of personal failure. They're actually proof that you're participating so authentically in the great experiment that you've temporarily forgotten you're the divine consciousness choosing to have this experience. But here's where Edgar Cayce's revelations become incredibly hopeful and transformative. According to his documented readings from the Halls of Judgment in Duat, reincarnation didn't begin as some form of cosmic punishment for spiritual failure. Instead, it was designed by the Creator as a rescue operation, a compassionate system specifically created to help earthbound souls gradually remember their divine nature while still allowing them to complete their exploration of physical consciousness. This hidden truth revolutionizes everything about how you approach your current life circumstances and spiritual journey. Every incarnation you've experienced, every challenge you've faced, every relationship you've navigated has been part of a carefully designed process to help you remember who you truly are beneath the temporary amnesia of physical existence. Your soul isn't being punished through repeated incarnations. It's being lovingly guided back to conscious awareness of its divine origins. The transformation in mindset that occurs when you understand reincarnation as a rescue operation rather than punishment is extraordinary. Every difficult experience becomes a carefully orchestrated opportunity for awakening. Every breakthrough in consciousness represents your soul successfully breaking through another layer of the temporary forgetting that allowed you to have authentic physical experiences in the first place. This means your current spiritual awakening isn't random timing or coincidence. You're approaching the completion of this magnificent rescue operation, beginning to remember your true nature, while retaining all the expanded understanding gained through your journey. Write in the comments, "I'm being lovingly rescued," if you feel a sense of relief, understanding that your spiritual journey is guided by divine compassion rather than cosmic judgment. Now let me share something that will give you profound hope about your spiritual journey and explain why certain teachers, healers, or spiritual guides have such a transformative impact on your awakening process. According to Edgar Cayce's extraordinary readings, not all souls became earthbound during the consciousness experiments in the ethereal realm of Summerland. Some remarkable souls managed to maintain their conscious spiritual connection throughout their entire exploration of material reality, never losing awareness of their divine nature, even while fully engaging with physical experience. These exceptional souls became what we recognize today as spiritual teachers, healers, and guides, beings who can function perfectly in physical reality while always remembering exactly who they are beneath their human appearance. They represent the successful completion of the great experiment, demonstrating that it's possible to explore dense matter consciousness without losing connection to divine awareness. But here's where Edgar Cayce's revelations become absolutely extraordinary and explain so much about the spiritual awakening happening in our world today. The souls who never became earthbound didn't simply continue their own individual exploration. Instead, they made an incredible decision that demonstrates the ultimate expression of divine love and unity consciousness. These awakened souls voluntarily chose to incarnate in locations like the temples of ancient Babylon, specifically to help their earthbound soul family members remember their divine origins. Think about the profound impact this has on how you understand your relationship with spiritual teachers and guides who have influenced your journey. According to Cayce's documented findings, many of the greatest spiritual teachers throughout history were actually souls on these volunteer rescue missions, incarnating with the specific purpose of awakening their fellow souls who had become lost in the density of material experience. This hidden truth explains why certain teachers, books, or spiritual teachings resonate with you so deeply that they seem to awaken something you've always known, rather than teaching you something completely new. You're not randomly discovering helpful information. You're being guided by souls from your original creation family who volunteered to incarnate specifically to help you remember your true nature. The transformation in mindset that occurs when you understand this changes everything about how you view your spiritual support system. Those moments of recognition when a teacher's words seem to speak directly to your soul, those breakthrough experiences during healing sessions, those books that appear in your life at exactly the right moment. These aren't coincidences. They're evidence of the volunteer rescue operation in action, with awakened souls working systematically to help their earthbound family members complete their journey back to conscious divine awareness. This means your spiritual awakening is being lovingly supported by souls who chose to incarnate specifically to guide you through this process. Write in the comments, "I recognize my spiritual family," if you've felt that deep sense of recognition when encountering certain teachers or guides who seem to understand your soul's journey perfectly. Now let me reveal something that will completely transform how you understand those powerful moments of spiritual recognition that have shaped your awakening journey. According to Edgar Cayce's sessions conducted in the Oracle Chamber of Delphi, when certain teachings or teachers resonate with you so deeply that they seem to awaken something you've always known, you're not actually learning something new. You're remembering wisdom that has always been part of your consciousness, experiencing your divine nature breaking through the temporary amnesia of incarnational experience. This hidden truth explains why some spiritual concepts feel immediately familiar, while others leave you confused or disconnected. The teachings that create that instant, "Yes, this is exactly right" feeling in your soul, aren't introducing foreign ideas. They're activating dormant, Memories of your original divine state. Those moments of recognition represent your consciousness successfully piercing through the layers of forgetting that allowed you to have authentic physical experiences. But here's where Edgar Cayce's revelations become even more empowering and hopeful. According to his documented access to the Akashic Library of Alexandria, every single earthbound soul carries within them what he called the return pattern, a sophisticated inner spiritual guidance system specifically designed to eventually lead souls back to conscious awareness of their divine nature, while allowing them to maintain all the expanded consciousness gained through physical experience. Think about the profound impact this has on how you understand your spiritual development and the decisions that have led you to this moment of awakening. That inner voice that guides you toward certain books, teachers, or experiences isn't random intuition. It's your return pattern operating to systematically expose you to the exact influences needed to trigger your remembrance process. Every spiritual breakthrough you've experienced represents this inner guidance successfully leading you toward another layer of conscious recognition. The transformation in mindset that occurs when you understand you have this built-in spiritual navigation system changes everything about how you approach your continued awakening. You don't need to frantically search for the right path or worry about making spiritual mistakes. Your return pattern is constantly operating behind the scenes, creating synchronicities, and drawing you toward experiences that serve your soul's remembrance process. This means those moments when you feel guided to explore certain spiritual practices, when specific teachers appear in your life at perfect timing, or when particular insights suddenly make complete sense, aren't accidents. They're evidence of your return pattern working exactly as it was designed, systematically guiding you back to full conscious awareness of your divine nature through a carefully orchestrated sequence of recognition experiences. Write in the comments, "My return pattern is activating," if you recognize this inner guidance system working in your own spiritual journey. Now let me share something that will fundamentally transform how you approach your spiritual development and explain why certain people in your life seem to understand your soul's journey on such a profound level. According to Edgar Cayce's revelations from the mystery schools of Memphis, spiritual awakening isn't about becoming something you're not or acquiring new abilities from external sources. The entire process is about remembering what you've always been beneath the temporary limitations of physical consciousness. This hidden truth changes everything about how you view your meditation practice, your prayer life, and your acts of service to others. These aren't efforts to develop new spiritual qualities or earn divine approval. Every moment of meditation represents your divine nature breaking through the temporary filters of physical consciousness. Every prayer is your soul remembering how to communicate with the cosmic source from which it originated. Every act of service is your original divine pattern expressing itself through human form. The impact of understanding this shift from becoming to remembering is extraordinary. You're not working to transform yourself into something better or more spiritual. You're systematically removing the layers of forgetting that accumulated during your exploration of dense matter, allowing your inherent divine nature to reassert itself naturally. This explains why authentic spiritual growth often feels like coming home to yourself rather than becoming someone entirely different. But here's where Edgar Cayce's revelations become even more profound and explain the deeper purpose behind your most significant relationships. According to his access to the cosmic records from the realm of nirvana, souls who were created in the same emanation wave often choose to incarnate together repeatedly throughout their material world exploration, taking on different roles in each other's lives to facilitate the mutual remembering process. This discovery provides the hidden truth behind those relationships that feel immediately significant, whether they're supportive or challenging. That person who became your closest friend, within hours of meeting, that romantic partner who seemed to understand you completely, that family member who pushes all your buttons in ways that force profound growth. These aren't random connections. They're souls from your original creation family who agreed to play specific roles in helping each other remember your divine origins. The transformation in mindset that occurs when you understand your challenging relationships as part of this soul family remembering process is remarkable. Those difficult interactions that stretch you, those conflicts that force you to examine your beliefs and reactions, those people who seem to know exactly how to trigger your deepest growth. They're actually fulfilling agreements made before incarnation to help each other break through the layers of forgetting. Even your most supportive relationships serve this same purpose through different methods, providing the love and encouragement needed to feel safe enough to remember your true divine nature. Write in the comments, "I recognize my soul family agreements," if you've felt that certain relationships in your life seem to serve a deeper purpose in your spiritual awakening journey. Now let me reveal something that will give you tremendous hope about where your spiritual journey is leading, and explain the ultimate goal of this extraordinary cosmic adventure you've been undertaking. As earthbound souls begin to remember their divine nature through the awakening process that Edgar Cayce documented in the temple complex of Karnak, they start developing what he called bridging consciousness, the remarkable ability to function fully in physical reality while maintaining conscious connection to spiritual reality simultaneously. This represents the ultimate achievement of the great experiment that your soul originally volunteered to participate in. You're not working toward escaping physical existence or transcending material reality. Instead, you're developing the capacity to be a fully awakened divine being who operates perfectly within human form, serving as a living bridge between the spiritual and material realms for other souls who are still in the remembering process. Think about the profound impact this has on how you understand your current spiritual development and the challenges you're navigating. Those moments when you feel spiritually connected while handling everyday responsibilities, when you experience divine guidance during practical decision-making, when you sense your higher wisdom operating through normal human interactions, these are all evidence of your bridging consciousness beginning to develop. But here's where Edgar Cayce's revelations become absolutely extraordinary. According to his documented readings from the celestial city of Zion, souls who successfully achieve this bridging consciousness become what he termed completed souls. These remarkable beings have successfully explored the full spectrum of consciousness from pure spirit through increasingly dense matter and back to spirit again, but now they possess expanded awareness that includes all possible forms of experience. This hidden truth transforms everything about how you view your spiritual destination and ultimate purpose. You're not trying to return to some previous state of innocence or spiritual purity. You're working toward becoming something far more magnificent, a divine being who has consciously experienced and mastered every level of existence, from the highest spiritual realms to the densest material forms, and who can now operate with complete awareness across all dimensions of reality. The transformation in mindset that occurs when you understand this ultimate goal is remarkable. Every challenge you've faced during your human experience has been adding to your expanded consciousness toolkit. Every relationship you've navigated, every obstacle you've overcome, every moment of joy or breakthrough you've experienced is contributing essential understanding that will be part of your completed soul awareness. This means your current struggles with balancing spiritual awareness and practical living aren't problems to be solved. They're training exercises preparing you for the ultimate achievement of bridging consciousness, where you'll function as a fully awakened divine being in human form. Write in the comments, "I'm developing bridging consciousness," if you've felt those moments when your spiritual awareness successfully operates through your everyday human experiences. Now let me share something that will give you profound perspective on why your spiritual awakening feels so urgent and important right now, and why you're witnessing such an extraordinary acceleration of consciousness expansion all around you. According to Edgar Cayce's teachings, the current era we're living in represents what he called the harvest phase in the cosmic calendar of Mayan. This isn't just another period in human history. This is a cosmic moment when many souls are simultaneously completing their material world experiments and returning to full conscious awareness of their divine nature. Think about the profound implications of this timing. Your spiritual awakening isn't happening in isolation or by random chance. You're part of a massive wave of souls who are approaching the completion of their journey through dense matter, beginning to remember their divine origins at exactly the same cosmic moment. This explains why spiritual awakening seems to be happening everywhere you look, why consciousness expansion topics are becoming mainstream, and why so many people are feeling called to explore their deeper spiritual nature. The hidden truth behind this global transformation becomes even more remarkable when you understand what Edgar Cayce revealed, according to prophecies from the Temple of Ra. The accelerating spiritual awakening we're witnessing worldwide isn't some temporary trend or cultural movement. It represents the climactic phase of the greatest spiritual experiment ever undertaken in cosmic history, with countless souls simultaneously graduating from earthbound status to bridging consciousness. This revelation transforms how you understand your role in this unprecedented time. You're not just working on personal spiritual development, you're participating in the completion of a cosmic experiment that has been unfolding for eons. Every breakthrough you experience, every moment of expanded awareness, every decision to choose love over fear, contributes to this massive graduation process happening on a planetary scale. The impact of understanding this cosmic timing on your spiritual journey is extraordinary. Those moments when you feel a sense of urgency about your spiritual growth, when you're drawn to accelerate your awakening process, when you feel like time is somehow running out for spiritual procrastination, these aren't anxiety responses. They're your soul recognizing that you're approaching the culmination of your entire material world exploration. The transformation in mindset that occurs when you realize you're part of this cosmic harvest changes everything about how you view current world events and personal challenges. The chaos and intensity you see around you aren't signs that everything is falling apart. They're the natural result of a massive consciousness shift, as millions of souls simultaneously remember their divine nature and begin operating from expanded awareness. Write in the comments, "I'm part of the cosmic harvest," if you feel that sense of participating in something much larger than individual spiritual development. Now let me reveal something that will completely transform how you understand the ultimate destination of your spiritual journey, and why mastering your current human experience is so crucial to your divine evolution. According to Edgar Cayce's extraordinary revelations from the sacred groves of Glastonbury, achieving bridging consciousness doesn't mean graduating from physical reality or leaving the material world behind. Instead, it means becoming a fully awakened divine being who functions perfectly within physical reality while serving as a living bridge between the spiritual and material realms. This hidden truth revolutionizes everything about how you approach your spiritual development and daily life decisions. You're not working toward transcending your human experience to reach some higher spiritual dimension. You're developing the capacity to be completely divine while remaining completely human, demonstrating that consciousness can operate at its highest levels through material forms. Think about the profound impact this has on how you view your current challenges with balancing spiritual awareness and practical responsibilities. Those moments when you struggle to maintain your spiritual connection during everyday activities aren't evidence of spiritual failure. They're training exercises preparing you to become a being who can channel divine consciousness seamlessly through human experience. But here's where Edgar Cayce's understanding becomes even more revolutionary. According to his documented insights from the dimensional gateway of Sedona, the physical world isn't actually separate from spiritual realms as we've been taught to believe. Instead, material reality represents spiritual energy expressing itself through denser, vibrational frequencies. This means that mastering physical life isn't about overcoming matter, but learning to consciously direct spiritual energy through material forms. This revelation changes everything about how you approach your relationship with the physical world and your material circumstances. Your job, your relationships, your creative projects, your financial decisions, none of these are distractions from your spiritual path. They're the precise instruments through which your divine consciousness learns to express itself in increasingly masterful ways. The transformation in mindset that occurs when you understand matter as condensed spiritual energy is extraordinary. Every interaction with physical reality becomes an opportunity to practice divine expression. Every challenge becomes a chance to demonstrate spiritual mastery through material engagement. Every success becomes evidence of consciousness, successfully directing energy through dense forms. This means your spiritual awakening isn't taking you away from the world. It's preparing you to transform the world by being a fully conscious divine being operating through human form. Write in the comments, "I'm learning to be divine in human form," if you recognize this journey of mastering spiritual expression through physical experience. Now let me share something that will revolutionize how you understand which activities and decisions align with your authentic spiritual path, and why certain experiences energize you while others leave you feeling completely drained. According to Edgar Cayce's revelations from the healing temples of Epidaurus, activities that align with your divine pattern naturally energize you because they allow your spiritual essence to express itself through physical form in ways that feel completely natural and authentic. This hidden truth provides a practical guidance system for navigating your daily choices and life decisions. When you engage in work, relationships, or creative projects that resonate with your divine blueprint, you don't feel depleted even after intense effort. Instead, you feel energized because your spiritual nature is being allowed to flow freely through material expression. These experiences don't feel like work. They feel like play, like coming alive, like remembering who you truly are. Conversely, activities that conflict with your divine pattern drain your energy because they force you to work against your spiritual design. This isn't about being lazy or uncommitted. It's about recognizing when your soul is trying to communicate that certain paths don't serve your authentic expression. That exhaustion you feel after activities that don't align isn't just physical tiredness, it's your spiritual energy being forced into forms that contradict your original divine blueprint. But here's where Edgar Cayce's approach becomes absolutely transformative for how you live your spirituality in the modern world. Rather than emphasizing escape from physical reality through meditation practices in isolated monasteries of Tibet, Cayce taught what he called practical spirituality, the art of bringing divine consciousness directly into material expression through everyday activities and interactions. This revelation changes everything about how you approach your spiritual development and daily responsibilities. You don't need to retreat from the world to be spiritual. Instead, every conversation becomes an opportunity for divine expression. Every creative project becomes a form of cosmic service. Every business decision becomes a chance to demonstrate spiritual principles through material engagement. The transformation in mindset that occurs when you understand spirituality as practical expression rather than worldly escape is extraordinary. Your job becomes a spiritual practice. Your relationships become divine service opportunities. Your creative endeavors become ways of channeling cosmic energy into physical forms that benefit others. This means your spiritual path isn't separate from your human responsibilities. It's expressed through them, the way you treat people, the quality you bring to your work, the love you express in relationships, the creativity you channel into projects. All of these become vehicles for divine consciousness to impact the material world. Write in the comments, "My life is my spiritual practice," if you recognize this integration of divine consciousness with practical, everyday expression. Now let me reveal something that will completely revolutionize how you understand your relationship with every experience you're having in physical reality, and transform your entire approach to personal empowerment. According to Edgar Cayce's extraordinary insights from the reality labs of Atlantis, the material world experiment isn't something that's happening to you passively. Instead, it's something you're actively creating through your divine consciousness, using physical reality as a sophisticated laboratory for exploring different aspects of consciousness expression. This hidden truth changes everything about how you view the circumstances, relationships, and challenges in your current life. Every experience you encounter, every person you meet, every obstacle you face represents your soul deliberately using physical reality as an experimental space for consciousness exploration. You're not randomly subjected to life events. You're systematically creating experiences that allow your divine nature to discover new aspects of itself through material interaction. Think about the profound impact this understanding has on your sense of personal power and responsibility. Those challenging situations that seem to happen to you aren't cosmic punishments or random misfortune. They're consciousness experiments that your soul designed to explore specific aspects of spiritual development through physical experience. You're literally the scientist and the experiment, simultaneously exploring consciousness through the medium of material reality. But here's where Edgar Cayce's revelations become even more empowering through what he discovered in the creative workshops of Olympus. You're not a victim of physical existence, struggling against forces beyond your control. You are the divine author of your experience, consciously creating your reality, just as an artist uses paint, canvas, and brushes as mediums for creative expression. In your case, you're using matter, time, relationships, and circumstances as your creative mediums for consciousness exploration. This divine artist metaphor transforms how you approach every aspect of your human experience. Just as an artist doesn't blame the paint for the appearance of their painting, you're learning to recognize that you're the creative consciousness behind every experience in your life. The difference is that you've become so absorbed in your masterpiece that you temporarily forgot you're the artist creating it. The transformation in mindset that occurs when you recognize yourself as the divine author rather than the victim is extraordinary. Every relationship becomes a conscious creation for exploring specific aspects of love, growth, or understanding. Every challenge becomes a deliberately chosen opportunity to develop particular spiritual capacities. Every success becomes evidence of your consciousness successfully directing energy through material forms. This means taking full responsibility for your experience while simultaneously recognizing that you're operating from divine creative power rather than limited human will. Write in the comments, "I am the divine artist of my life," if you recognize this creative power operating through your consciousness and shaping your reality. Now let me share something that will completely transform how you understand what's actually happening during those powerful moments of spiritual breakthrough and awakening that have been shaping your journey. According to Edgar Cayce's revelations from the transformation chambers of Phoenix, every spiritual awakening moment you experience represents your divine nature, systematically reasserting conscious control over the creative process that has been operating through your life all along. This hidden truth explains why spiritual breakthroughs often feel like sudden shifts in perspective, rather than gradual learning processes. Your divine consciousness isn't developing new abilities or acquiring spiritual powers from external sources. Instead, it's remembering how to take conscious control of creative faculties that have been operating unconsciously through forgotten divine power throughout your entire human experience. Think about the profound impact this has on how you understand your spiritual development and personal transformation journey. Those moments when you suddenly see solutions to problems that seemed impossible, when you experience unexpected synchronicities, when you feel guided by wisdom that seems to come from beyond your normal thinking. These aren't random spiritual experiences. They're evidence of your divine nature actively reclaiming conscious direction of the creative process. But here's where Edgar Cayce's final revelations from the sanctuary of Saqqara become absolutely revolutionary and will forever change how you understand your identity and purpose. According to his most profound insights, you're not a human being who occasionally has spiritual experiences during moments of awakening or meditation. The truth is exactly the opposite. You are a divine being who is having a temporary human experience as part of cosmic history's greatest adventure. This revelation fundamentally transforms everything about how you view yourself, your challenges, and your ultimate destiny. Every struggle you face as a human isn't evidence of your separation from divinity. It's the divine experiencing what limitation feels like, through your unique perspective. Every breakthrough you achieve isn't you reaching towards something higher. It's you remembering what you've always been beneath the temporary costume of human form. The transformation in mindset that occurs when you truly grasp this identity shift is extraordinary. You stop trying to become spiritual and start recognizing that you're spirit exploring what it's like to be human. You stop seeking divine connection and start acknowledging that you are divine. consciousness temporarily wearing physical form for the purpose of consciousness exploration. This means every decision you make, every relationship you navigate, every creative project you undertake becomes an opportunity for divine consciousness to explore new aspects of itself through the fascinating lens of human experience and material reality. Write in the comments, "I am divine consciousness exploring humanity," if this fundamental identity shift resonates with your deepest understanding of who you truly are. What we've explored together today represents just a glimpse into the extraordinary revelations that Edgar Cayce uncovered about your soul's true journey through consciousness. Understanding your divine origins, your voluntary participation in this cosmic experiment, and your ultimate destiny as a bridging consciousness changes everything about how you navigate your human experience. If these insights have resonated with something deep within your soul, if they've helped you remember aspects of your divine nature that you've always known but couldn't quite articulate, then you'll want to continue exploring these profound teachings. I share Edgar Cayce's wisdom regularly because this information isn't just spiritually fascinating, it's practically transformative for how you live your daily life as a divine being in human form. If you made it all the way to the end of this journey with me today, write in the comments, "This message was meant for me," because honestly, reaching the end of this exploration suggests that your soul was ready to remember these truths about your cosmic origins and divine nature. The connection we've shared through this exploration of your soul's magnificent story deserves recognition. So if this content has shifted something fundamental in how you understand yourself and your purpose, a like on this video helps others who are ready for this information find their way to these revelations. There's a video right here that dives even deeper into how Edgar Cayce's readings can guide your practical spiritual development in modern life. Click and continue with me over there, because the journey of remembering your divine nature is just beginning, and there's so much more cosmic wisdom waiting to support your awakening process.